Alright, this is a little bit about the picking. This is with a pick. And basically the pick, you want to put it on the side of your finger. Bring your thumb in, cover it up, put it here. Have it more on the side of your finger here. It'll straighten out when you put it in a normal position. And then you'll have the pick at the right angle. Okay, so it gets a little bit used to, but this is for the pick, and then I'll show you with the finger. So what you want to practice is with downstrokes, going to each string maybe 4 times. Okay, that would be a good exercise, and then you could try it again, maybe come the other way. Going down is always a little bit harder. You're fighting, actually you're fighting to go with, you fight gravity both when I'm speaking, and downstrokes, your gravity's pulling you upstrokes. So that's the reason why you want to practice both, which you're going to go with the gravity and against gravity. So, and you could work on that, trying to speed it up. Make sure you try to get a good sound, and that you don't hit the strings. Your goal is to hit only the string that you're playing on. Now, if it's just the first string, that's fine. Now you hear a little bit of when the pick hits the, and that's one of the things about metal strings. When you're playing louder, you don't hear it, or when you're playing chords, but when you're just listening to it. The other thing is you want to practice upstrokes. Upstrokes are a little trickier, and notice the angle. When I'm down, I'm this way. When I'm going upstrokes, my angle, it's always like this, like the hand shaking. If I exaggerate it, it's all in the wrist. I'm exaggerating because I normally wouldn't play like this, but that's the movement you want to get. So back to upstrokes, and same thing. Try to get it faster. It's a little trickier. And then up, down, up. Where you got 4 on each string. Now you don't see it here. I could stop the string, so if I don't want it to ring out, see that the first string is still ringing? As soon as I finish, now it's dead. So I'm stopping the string just by lightly pressing. As far as using your fingers, same concept. I'll get more in this angle. I rest my thumb on the top string, and then I'll index finger. Same thing here, I'm stopping the open strings. Notice my hand has to come down. Oops, I stopped it. So you gotta be careful not to stop the string you want to be playing. Okay, and then you could do the same thing with your middle fingers. Haven't been practicing finger style. So and you could even use your ring finger even harder. It's a little weaker. Okay, I'm actually resting on this pickup. If you're using an acoustic, you don't have that, so you would just rest it on the body part of the guitar, just like here. All right, so that's the idea. And then you can also walking, which is basically what you're doing with your fingers, is walking with your fingers. But you can't run, you have to walk slowly first. And when you can walk very well on this string, you hop over to the next string without losing a beat. You don't want to do like a skip. So you got to slow it down, slow enough where you continue your I am. Okay, and that takes a little work, and it has to be done slowly as well. All right, now I'm going to talk about the left hand. I'm going to change the camera. You can either be using a pick or your fingers. I'm using a pick right now, but it doesn't matter. What you can do is you can go to your first string, which is the E string. By the way, you have to remember the names of the string. The top one is E, which is weird because we call it, this is The bottom one is the first string, second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string, and then the sixth string. So you start counting from down. But when you memorize the names, you go from the top bottom. I don't know, that's the way we were taught. So that's the way I'm going to teach it. So it's the top string is E. The fifth string is A. D, which is the fourth string. Third string, G. Second string, B. And the first string is E. Over here is not a good place to pick, so but it's just so you can see the string. All right, so now we're going to go to the first string, and what you're going to do is you're going to press with your index finger. Now you want to make sure you get the best position. If you're too far away from the fret, what happens? You can't get a sound. Notice as I slide it closer, and I'm just landing on it, really, just resting on it. Now, the pressure that I'm putting on the string, look at that, my thumb is not back there. I have very little pressure. So one of the mistakes, you have to put so much pressure on the guitar. You really don't. You could very lightly press. You have to find the amount of pressure. We're on the first string, and we're pressing on the fifth fret. Okay, and you get used to it. You keep playing it. Keep it in beat. You can practice any of these things with a metronome, by the way. You should. I'm not with a metronome right now, but I'll do one with metronome next time. Once you get used to that, now we're going to add the second finger. Okay, so this finger is 1, and this is finger 2. Now, when you add the second finger, you're keeping that first finger right where it is. And you want to get used to doing that. So you're anchoring with your first finger. And you just go back and forth until you get it clear. The other thing is the transfer of energy. If I'm here, the most energy is on the first finger. When I go to the second finger, even though I'm keeping my first finger down, my energy is transferred to the second fingers. So that always helps when you're thinking about where you're going to focus your energy. Okay, so there you go. You got the first set. Now guess what? We're going to add our third finger. Transfer the energy to the third finger, but you're keeping your other down. So now you have this. Notice that when I'm here, I have to adjust my wrist depending on what I need to do. You can move your wrist. Of course you can. Guess what's the next one? The pinky. And there you go. You have all four. Now my energy is more on the pinky. So look at my angle. Now I exaggerate my wrist motion so you can see it. I'm really exaggerating it. I'm here. So that's the motion. So that if I wanted to do this and lift up all the fingers, I could, because I have all the energy on this area. If I was here, I really don't have too much strength. So that is the motion that you want to have. And you could do it 4 times on each one. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's 2 more things you can do, and I'm going to end it there. One thing is you can do this on each string. I'm just going to do it. So when I'm here, it's a little bit harder when you get to the lower string. So you might want to just practice on the first, second, and third string. The other thing you could do is go backwards. So we're here. Now we're going to lift. So again, the wrist motion and the arm motion, I'm going to exaggerate it so you can see it, but that's the motion. Normally I would just do this. Just slight motion. And you could do that. Okay? I'll give you one more idea that you can do with that, and that is go, and I'm going to start here in the first. Because you could do this exercise anywhere, and you can move to the second, do the same thing. Start on the third, fourth, fifth. You get the idea. And that would be a really good workout. I still tend to do a lot of these exercises just to warm up my hands. it's a great warm-up. And sometimes I forget exactly the motions that you need to make with your arm and your fingers to get a good sound and a good technique. I hope this helps. One last thing, this is another thing that's really good. What it is just rubbing on the this part of your hand against the guitar. Kind of and so you could feel in the whole and on all the fingers. You can feel you can feel the vibrations of the strings, and that really helps get feeling on all the fingers. You want to make sure that all the fingers are feeling the strings equally. And one of the problems I've had, and all these things I tell you because I made the same mistakes, that I've been like, but I don't feel the pinky at all. Try to put it in a position where you could feel all of them the same. And this is actually the position that you should be in when you're playing. And you just like curl your fingers and you're there. All right, thank you, bye.